Hey there guys, this is Malorian. This is going to be now a couple of War Machine battle reports. Now, it used to be for a while there that I'd have some of the local guys over, we'd do some games late night, lots of fun, but because of my change in shift, it's been a while, so finally we got to have some of the guys over again, and I had to try and figure out what list to use. I mean, we're going 25 points because we're practicing up for my Uncontrolled Fury tournament, and for my part, I had just watched, well, a couple of times, the Pacific Rim movie, loved the idea of robots and things, didn't really want to take a Stormwall at 25 points, so I'm going to take a bunch of jacks, and I decided, you know what, how about we take eMagnus? I know, he can run the jacks okay, he does some really cool things, I love him, I love the jacks, we'll just have some fun. So there's going to be 2 games, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so this first slide here is going to actually show off my brother's army. And he actually hasn't played since the last time that I ran this kind of like gaming night thing. So, all of a sudden we're jumping right back into it. We're in, like tournament prep mode. We got the death clock going. So that's not the best, but hey, sometimes that's how you learn, right? If you just get thrown right into the thick of it, you get back onto your game quick. Either way, he's trying out this different list I don't think he's ever tried before. And it's with Gorshade the Bastard. So that's the guy that makes the unit of Banes, and they can really wreck some face. And he has, a Bone Chicken, a Slayer, another couple of jacks there. And also these ghosts here. So really, for the most part, if he's popping a spell where you can't use your feet, can't cast any spells, those guys should be a pain. But for the most part, for all my jacks, I'm really not too much worried about them. And at the end of the day, I just kind of out-jack him, really. Here's my side and what I'll be taking for the 2 games. Of course, there's eMagnus, there's Kale Baylock, a freebooter, 2 Manglers, one of them being bonded, of course. Then there's also the Buccaneer and the Renegade. So, just a bunch of jacks, and, I don't have anything that looks like a Gypsy Danger, but hey, these guys will do their best. So here's a game here where, we got the zone in the center. There's the 4 objectives. The 2 ones on your side are friendly to yourself. These monoliths, you can only destroy 1 per turn, so you can't just go up there and destroy everything. First 1 to 5, you get 1 for destroying each objective, 1 for controlling the zone, 2 for dominating. But because those objectives are friendly, you can't actually control the zone to actually destroy those objectives. So this is going to be a pretty hard one to win by scenario. But for the most part here, yeah, I just plan to go up there, push my feet, lock him down, and then just kill off his stuff with my jacks. Of course, I have to be very respectful of his feet as well. And as well, he could be doing the spell to stop my feet, but we'll see what happens. So I have first turn, and it's really just allocate focus wherever I can, cast mobility, and rush everything up as fast as I can. On his turn, he's just pretty much doing the same. He has the 1 jack doing the long flanking maneuver on the right side. And really, I mean, he is making a priority of Kale Baylock because he has a magical gun. But, even though he's nice for killing the ghosts, I don't really need to worry about them because they can't really do much to my force. The main thing is I'm just looking here on the left side, and I think I can really set him up to kill off pretty much all those jacks. So on my turn, that's what I do. This is feat time. I go in with the 1 Mangler to destroy the 1 objective, so getting the 1 point there. Otherwise, Kale Baylock just shifts over, shoots down 1 ghost. Everything else is just setting up while Magnus comes over, pops his feet, and stops him from going towards me, and stops him going towards the right, I believe. That doesn't really matter. I mean, usually with eMagnus, all that matters is that you can't come towards me. Alright, so his turn here, very little he can actually do. He really is just kind of going after the 1 Mangler on the right, but really kind of fluffed his rolls, did nothing whatsoever. Otherwise, I see that Gorshade is up, but I can't remember him doing really anything. I mean, really, it's just one of these things where you're locked down. What are you going to do, right? Sorry, the one thing he was there is to make sure I could not pop any more spells, but at this point I don't need any spells. I really go with the Buccaneer, try and throw a net, but I miss. So then a Renegade shoots the Slayer, hits him, knocks all 3 jacks down. I send in the bonded Mangler, who destroys the chicken and the Slayer. Then I go in there at the freebooter, hoping to destroy the other objective, but I kind of forget how tough monoliths are and how weak the freebooter is, so that really does nothing. Kill Baylock kills another ghost or two, and then at this point Magnus is just pulling back, right? I've done my thing. I just got to now kind of make sure his feat doesn't kill me. So on his turn, he makes his Banes, and he kind of was kicking himself. He came here with, Gore Shade, and kind of forgot to bring his Bane. So he's going to be using these Kayazi, but whatever. We know what they are. So after everything is said and done, it's actually not too bad. I mean, he got some stuff into my Mangler there, did some good damage to him, but at this point I had him as being a throwaway anyway. I didn't think he was going to survive. A little bit of damage to my Buccaneer, a little bit of damage to my Freebooter, and then going after my other Mangler on the right. The Harrower wanted to drag him in, and then he was going to do lots of damage to it, but the Harrower missed, even with boosting and everything, so that really sucked for him. And otherwise, I'm just kind of in a spot now where I can start shooting down these ghosts and cleaning up. Certainly that's what I do, is I go in there and I'm shooting up the ghosts. But Magnus even does his part, because I mean, now that he's popped his feet, I'm not overly worried anymore. So I'm just killing off Banes, killing off whatever I have around me. And at this point, it's really attrition time, right? I have all the jacks. He just has a Harrower. And eventually, I'm going to get myself to Gore Shade. Or if not, I'll just destroy the other objective. And then I'll start scoring. So on his turn, his ghosts are coming in to lock me down. All my stuff is on fire, but I don't really care too much about that. Still, my jacks are hanging on. The Harrower really should have destroyed my jack on the right, the Mangler. But man, that guy, I'm just getting a string of good luck here, and he's having a string of bad luck. So kind of felt bad for him there, but it's just the way it goes sometimes, right? So on my turn, I'm just still in attrition. I don't do that well, though. I really thought I'd be doing some more, but I just could not roll, even with the boosts and stuff on the left side, to destroy those ghosts. I mean, now they've attacked, they're not incorporeal anymore. And otherwise, Magnus is still up there, because he might have to be the one to do the finishing blows. And so Kill Baylock is really just up there just to block the charge lanes. So on his turn, Goreshade is now on the other side of the building. That's why you can't see him. But he does finally destroy my Mangler on the right, destroys the other Mangler on the left. So this is actually a pretty big shift for him. It's going to help him out quite a bit. But really, it's, I still feel pretty good for the attrition. So on my side, I kill, Goreshade's little buddy. I finally kill the rest of the ghosts. I have eMagnus in a pretty safe spot. And I mean, really, all he has now is the Harrower, Goreshade, and one of the Banes, and then I have, my 2 lights. I have the Freebooter and also Kill Baylock, so I'm sitting pretty good here. He's going to have to do something pretty desperate. Oh, I also have Bullet Dodger on myself as well. So what he does is that, he's going now and he destroys my Freebooter, and now that's going to make it so I basically have to knock out one of his other heavies now. Otherwise, I just can't get back into it, because now I have 2 lights to his 1 heavy, and I just need to finish that off. But really, there's not too much I could do to get there. I mean, I really thought, like, hey, maybe eMagnus can charge in there, but because I'm behind this objective, there's very little I could do. So really, all I could do then is go around, kill the last Bane, and set myself in a pretty good position to counter. So he finally comes in here, he destroys the Buccaneer, and now he's in a spot where eMagnus can get to him. So that's what I do is eMagnus comes around, and what's supposed to happen is eMagnus, with his armor-piercing attack, boosted and all this fun stuff, goes up and destroys that jack. Then, what's supposed to happen is my Renegade is supposed to activate and move forward and block Goreshade. However, because I didn't destroy the Harrier, I had to destroy it with my Renegade. And now all of a sudden Goreshade has a straight charge of the Magnus. Luckily for me, though, he comes in and he flops. He doesn't boost us to hits, and he rolls under average, and all of a sudden I'm left with like 3 damage or something. And so in return, he's a medium-sized monster, so I have the armor piercing, and Gorshade goes down. So really lucky here. I felt it was something where I was really in a dominating attrition war and then lost it. And I don't know. I think it's a thing where I just didn't support my manglers. I basically got myself in that position, and then I went too defensive, I think. I didn't put enough in there to keep up the pressure, so he was able to kill my jacks. But in the end, hey, a lucky win is still a win. All right, we're going to the second game, and sorry about this blurry picture, but actually this is a guy that's been kicking my butt for a while with trolls, and all of a sudden he decided to pick up minions. So he's going with Rask for this one. He has the Swamp Horror, he has the Bull Snapper there, he has the Posse, there is of course the Bog Trogs, another smaller posse, and yeah, I mean, Rask is one of these guys that I'm actually looking at myself, so I know all of his tricks. And so I'm actually really interested to see what he does with them so I can kind of figure out what I want my own list to do. Meanwhile, here's another picture of my list. Again, fuzzy, but yeah, I already went over my list last time. All right, finally a clear picture. This one here, we got the big zone in the center. We got the objective on either side. Really what this is all about is that you want to get 5 points. You get 1 for controlling the zone, 2 for dominating, and 1 for destroying their objective on the other side. So again, it's just really something that kind of forces you to the middle. Really what I'm planning to do here is I really think that I have the advantage because he has a lot of points into his posse, and I have some really hard hitters. So whether he is a normal Bog Trog or he's a Gator, I can probably kill him either way, right? So I really plan this to get in there. Again, our feats are going to probably kind of balance each other out because he can kind of probably, let's say he pops his feet first so that I can't just charge into him. Well, then I can pop my feet and set myself up. If I go up and pop my feet to set myself up, then he could pop his feet to stop me from charging. So there will be this little balance of feats that'll be interesting, but overall, I think I have more muscle than him, and I should be okay, but man, that Fury is, it's a powerful spell to get +3 POW. So he gets first turn, he's just really moving on up, going with like the tough on his Gators and all that fun stuff. My turn, usual thing, mobility, run up. I have my blockade of my manglers in front. And at this point, yeah, we're just really setting up. I tried popping one shot with Kale Baylock, but too far. So his next turn, he comes at me. He actually gets 1 attack on one of my manglers, but misses. Otherwise, he's just all kind of over the place. Like, he's used to this stuff. Again, I said he plays trolls, so he's fairly good at managing. He has medium bases, but I figure now is probably the time to do my feat because he actually feeded here. And so what that means is that I have to be within 5 inches to actually shoot him or charge him or stuff. So I can actually get into his front posse on the left side here. The freebooter with mobility and all that stuff should be able to move up and kill another Gator, and then I can just lock him down. So I think this is going pretty much perfect for plan. Alright, so after everything's said and done, that's really what I do, and I get quite a bit done. However, there's one big mistake that happens, and what that is that when I move up with, I believe it was with eMagnus, who went up there to kill a Gator to kind of help free up the Mangler to get to the right rather than the freebooter, I forgot about the admonition on the Swamp Horror. Now, when he first had it on, I thought like, wow, who cares about admonition, right? That guy's just going to be in the back there. It's going to be, it doesn't matter whatsoever. However, once I moved up and I was within 6, the Swamp Horror moved over, and now he might be able to actually attack me and stuff, right? Because he can get elasticity, which gives him like the super reach. And yeah, that's pretty bad. So then I had to use my activation of my freebooter really just to run over and actually bog him down. So I did kill, what is it, 3 posse members. He's mainly locked down now, but I think I really dodged a bullet there because if I would not have had that freebooter activation, yeah, he could have hit me, dragged me in, and probably killed me. Alright, so he is still able to do a good amount of damage. The freebooter goes down because, hey, I mean, that Beast with Fury does a lot of attacks and it really hurts. He does a little bit to the Mangler on the right, but remember, he's kind of locked down, so he can't do anything. So looking at this here, I'm down to heavy. I've only killed some posse in return. And that's, that's okay, because what I'm seeing right here now is, wait a second, maybe the right play is to kill his beasts. And I mean, if I can easily from this setup here kill both his beasts, and then he'll have nothing to draw fury from, and they'll put me in a very excellent attrition battle. So that's really the goal right now. I really think I could clear out the zone, but no, my big objective now is actually just to kill his two beasts. So that's what I do. I have, just load up the the Fury on my two Manglers there. They go in, they do the job. I had to take one free strike on the right Mangler, but no big deal there. And all of a sudden, he's kind of down there. I mean, Mangler's back in a, Magnus is back in a safe spot, and really now, what is he going to do, right? He's going to have to cut himself all the time for Fury. All right, so what he does, though, is actually hit me pretty hard. And again, it's all because of the Fury spell. So, I mean, he just has to put it on one. He's going to put it over to the other. And all of a sudden, I'm down a Mangler there. I'm down Kale Baylock. Did some pretty good damage to the Mangler on the right. And, on the left. But, yeah, it's like, geez, even though he's cutting himself, he's doing so much damage. So the only thing I do like about what happened here is that because all those posse had to work together to kill the Mangler, now if I can get that one other Bog Trog out of the way, then my other Mangler can go over there and just do a Thresher and hit all four Gator. But yeah, I mean, really, if I can kill these Gator, so that's what I do. The Buccaneer goes over and kills a Bog Trog. The Mangler then goes over after mobility to do the Thresher attack. I'm able to kill two of the Gators out of the four, so not as good as I had hoped. And then otherwise, I come over here to the right, kill the other posse that was in my face. And yeah, I mean, we're just kind of clawing away here. On his turn, man, he just keeps coming at me, cuts himself a little bit more, kills the other Mangler, kills the other Buccaneer, and look at this. All I have left now is Magnus and my Renegade. It's like, wait a second, I thought you were screwed. So really at this point, I have to take his posse off. So that's going to be the goal of the Renegade. Magnus is then going to kind of go Super Soldier, start trying to kill some of these Bog Trogs. But man, I just can't believe the way this game is going. So that's what I do. Actually, here showing the Bog Trog still here, but he's actually dead. They have Fury on them, so they're -1 defense. So I actually would have hit, and we kind of messed that up. He'll be gone in the next picture. But luckily, I'm able to kill both the Gators, one more Bog Trog down. So it's really now just my Renegade and Magnus up against Rask and 4 Bog Trogs. But hey, I have Bullet Dodger on myself, but I mean, I can't believe how this is down to the wire now. So on his turn, he really does like one hit the Magnus, no big deal. He's going after the Renegade, and the Renegade is messed up. Like, it has almost nothing now. So my turn, Magnus kills the one guy that's by me. Renegade can't really do too much. And looking at this here, I mean, like, now when he's cutting himself, he's down to 1 hit point left. So this is pretty much it for Rask. But what he does is one hell of a counter charge. So these are all these guys here coming at me. And really what it was Rask shooting me, putting on the paralysis, and then these guys coming at me. And the way that the math worked is like, yeah, I mean, I could be dead right here. But now look, I'm also down to 1 damage. Because basically, in this one here, Rask destroyed the Renegade, and then these guys charged in. All right, so here's the overall. On my turn, though, because I survive, really all I need to do is move over and just shoot him with an Obliterate and finish him off. But man, this is one of these things where I said again, where normally the way I figure it is that once you kill all the beasts from a Horde's caster, it's over, right? The guy can only do so much, and a lot of times it is give up. But this is just kind of showing what a strong opponent this was, where no, he has a plan, he just keeps on following through. If he has to cut himself, he'll do it. But man, like, the way the math worked, he should have won, but luckily I just got lucky. So there you have it, 2 wins for eMagnus and his mercenaries, but man, it was pretty close in both games. Pretty much what they both came down to is I should have had 2 losses, but when he went after my caster, both times they just don't have the rolls. I luckily survive and then just counter. So really, this is just the thing where, I'll take it. It's always great when I win. But, if nothing else, it's just good to be playing with this group of guys again. It's been one of these things where we used to get together about once a month. Now we're here again. And with this tournament coming up, there's lots of practice to be doing, because whenever you have these tournaments, really the best way to get ready for it and be used to your list is you just have to play. So, of course, I don't really have anything to practice because I'll be running the tournament, but I know guys like my brother, they'll need to do this practice time, and either way, it was lots of fun. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye.